So today's $1,000,000 listing is not a $1,000,000 listing for two reasons. The first is it's not actually listed, at least not for sale. You can rent it. I think it's somewhere in the $5,000 or $6,000 a month range. It's in Georgetown in what's called the West Village, meaning it's on the west side of Wisconsin Avenue, very near DuPont Circle. In fact, it's actually easier to get to DuPont Circle from here than it is to get to most parts of Georgetown. It's a house that has this nice backyard. If it were listed for sale, I have a feeling it would be around $1.5 million, maybe just a little north of that. $1.5 million seems to be the going rate now for a full-fledged house, including a row house. The base rate, rather, not the going rate, in Georgetown, if it has parking. And although you can see this has a landlocked backyard, it does have parking because it has a garage space that takes up most of the lower floor of the structure. It's also interesting in that it has this little apartment on the first floor. It actually is just about rentable. Now, most people wouldn't want to rent it because of two things. One is that the only way to get into this apartment, well, there are two ways. One is these stairs that go up to the living room, so you'd have to block that off for some kind of privacy. And then you'd essentially be giving the apartment the backyard, which, you know, nobody really wants to do that. And the other is the only other way to get in would be through a door that goes into the garage. But as you can see, this lower level unit has its own cute little bathroom that has a window and a shower, and everything is all nice and new. So you can live here. You can have a friend who lives here and just tell them they have their own apartment and they don't really get to use your kitchen, obviously, and they don't get to use your living room except when you invite them up. And you need your privacy and peace and quiet, but it have to be somebody you actually got along with, and this would be kind of the totality of the living space. I assume that the reason this is tiled in some kind of stone is because there's actually another little closet, is because like all of DC, this gets damp. While we're down here, here's the garage from the inside. We won't actually go into it because it's just a garage. Anyway, it's a cute little feature. Obviously, whatever kind of row house was here before has been torn down, and someone built something much more modern. Actually, built two of them, because this is joined on one side with an older row house, and on the other side with has a wood-burning fireplace and built-in bookshelves. These are also cabinetry like the bookshelves. There's a sister building next door that's the same kind of thing. And we'll see out the kitchen windows what most of the street looks like. Obviously, the kitchen's open to this little elevated dining area, kind of like the West Haven co-ops nearby that all have an open kitchen with a elevated dining area in the living room below. Kind of like, except this is a house. You can see this is kind of steel or aluminum cabinetry that's painted. Big gas stove. Back when this was more like around $650,000, now it's twice that, more like $1.2 million is what the tax assessor says. A real estate agent from one of the high-end real estate companies bought this, and I don't know if she lived here or not. That's what most of the street looks like in Georgetown, or this street. Anyway, let's look at the upper level. Obviously very bright. There is, of course, a skylight, and actually there's several skylights up here. There's that skylight over the stairs. Here's a hallway bath that actually has a shower, and it's even a fairly big shower. It's got a shelf, and it has a skylight. Here is a utility room. If that washer dryer were somewhere else, you could actually, this is big enough, you can make it into a little office, especially since even though it doesn't have a window, it does have a skylight. Here's the front bedroom, which looks like it may have been used as an office, given the amount of cabinetry it has in it. Perhaps it was a real estate office. Obviously, great view of the little piece of Georgetown here. We're just north of Rose Park. It's at the end of the street, where there is a Georgetown market that happens. A farmer's market. Nicely redone sink. Stairs down to the kitchen below. Here's the master bedroom and bath, where we get our fourth skylight. I think 4 is it. There's a skylight. It also has a nice sink. Nice shower. Huge, slightly dated jacuzzi tub. And it makes it difficult for me to film because I don't like to film myself in mirrors, which I accidentally do all the time, but the whole bathroom is mirrored. The walls are all mirrored. And then we have this bedroom, which has a huge wall of closets. Closets with little built-in shelves and deeper closets and built-in cabinets. A lot of lights, built-in speakers. And of course you have the view of the little backyard we started out in. A lot of lights, but it's unclear where they're all to be turned on. But it is kind of a long wall of closets. Let's see if we can get the sweep of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 double door panels, and then on the other side of that, a 5th one. So a lot of closet. Essentially, this is a 2-bedroom house, although there is that 3rd bedroom / den on the lower level. So that's the house. Since we've already made this an 8-minute video, I think we should just go ahead and go to 10, which is about the longest I ever make these. First of all, who would want to watch it for 10 minutes? But secondly, it used to be that my technology by which I interfaced with YouTube seemed to not appreciate more than 10 minutes. Here's the foyer, so there is something we haven't seen. The foyer, which kind of has a similar stone floor to what we saw in the little unit downstairs. So we're kind of on the level of that little unit downstairs, except you can't get to it from here. There's the inside of the garage again. There's the door to the little lower level unit. Somebody had a thing for blue and gray and gunmetal colors down here. Just going back up to the... So let's see what the facade looks like in our remaining minutes. Here's our street. There's a historical church on the corner that was part of the Underground Railroad. There's Rose Park. You can kind of tell that that's a park. Here's the facade of the house. Here's the rest of the street. I think you can actually see the Rose Park sign in the distance on the corner. So that's it.